Hi, this is Asim from Skills Build Training, and today I'm here for Kali Linux ethical hacking tutorial for beginners. So let's get started. First, download Kali Linux from official website and install it using virtual machine VMware. Extract the source folder and now open the file for VMware. Now follow the screen instructions and it will be installed in your virtual machine. After installation, log in with your details, and here this is Kali Linux. So this is the basic overview of Kali Linux installation. As you can see, this is the desktop of Kali Linux, and now you can maximize your settings for your display. Now you can work in the full screen mode. In order to navigate outside this virtual box, press Ctrl Alt and G. Now we will look into the basic icons of the Kali Linux. So this is the power button where we can log out, log in or restart our machine. After this is the log screen, in which by pressing it we will log our screen and we have to enter our login credentials to enter into the Kali Linux again. Then there comes the date and the battery percentage, and then the notifications, then sound, and then we have the Ethernet connection for the internet. So these lines are the usage of CPU. So if you press them, then you can see all the processes in the task manager. After that, these numbers, as you can see, are the desktops. So if you want to work on different desktops, you can switch between these numbers. And then we have our terminal. So this terminal is basically be used throughout this tutorial for installation and for interaction between you and this machine. So then comes the browser, and then we have the text editor, and then we have the home directory, which is home/Kali. Now then we have the minimize options so that we can switch to the desktop. Then comes the trash as a recycle bin, and then file system. File system is more like a my computer on your screen. So this contains all of the files and directories which you can navigate throughout the Kali Linux. And then this comes the home. This icon shows all the applications that are installed in this system. So now you can see there are so much tools and software installed in this, like information gathering. So information gathering has multiple tools, then vulnerability analysis. So likewise, there are a lot of tools for every operation. So now we will see the basic operations and basic commands on the Linux and Kali Linux. For that, you need to have a fair idea how to use the terminal. So firstly, we will look into pwd command. So open your terminal by pressing Ctrl Alt T or navigate to this icon, and there you can enter pwd. So what pwd is? Pwd is your current working directory. So this command is used to find the current working directory or switch to the current working directory. Now we will see the next command, which is ls. What ls is? Ls stands for list show. So it will show all the directories in the present working directories and list all the folders and files in that directory. As you can see, after pressing ls, it shows nothing because there is no working directory in this present location. So we will create a working directory hello1 by using the touch command. So touch is the command which allows you to create a file without any content in it, or you can say an empty file. So hello1 will be the empty file, and then we create a new directory, or you can say a new folder, by using the command mkdir hello dir. So hello dir will be a folder within this directory. And now if we press ls and see what files are here, so it will show the hello1, the file we have created, and hello dir, which is a new directory we have created. So you can see ls shows all the directories and all the files present in that directory. Now in order to check all the permissions, we can use ls-al command. So executing this thing, which it shows that a lot of information. So drwxr, the first line shows that you have a permission to open it and goes back. The second line shows that you have an executable permission also for any kind of file. Now the first Kali shows the username and the second Kali shows the group, and the date shows the permission you have been granted. Then as you can see, there are two bottom lines which shows the working directory we have created and the file. So as you can see, the directory contains the started with D, which shows that it is a directory, and the file name has the permission starting with -r, which shows that you can read or write or execute it. Next we will see about cd. So cd command is command directory. So in order to navigate through different directories, you can use cd command. For example, if you want to enter into desktop directory, you can see cd desktop. And if you want to enter into different directory, you can use cd ... It will navigate you to the home directory. Now I will execute ls down all the files and folders that I have in this directory, and then I can navigate through hello dir by using cd command. Now I am in the folder hello dir. So if I want to check my current working directory, I will use pwd to see if I am in that directory, and yes, I am in the directory named as hello dir. So now if you know any path, you can simply write cd space path of that file and you can easily navigate into that directory. Then we'll use mkdir. So mkdir is used to create a new directory. So remember that you can only use mkdir for creating a new directory, not a new file. So now we have created mkdir1. So directory 1 is a new directory we have created. Now we can navigate it using cd dir. Now as we have seen earlier, we have created hello1 file using the touch command. So touch command allows you to create a file without any extension, and you can also create the file with the extension. Like if you want to create a text file, you can enter hello.txt. It means that it have created a text file. You can also declare a new file without using any extension. Now in order to remove any directory or delete anything, you can use rm command. If you want to delete the hello.txt, we will use rm hello.txt. Remember that rm will be only used for deleting any kind of file, not a working directory or not a directory. So it will not be used for removing or deleting any folder. You can check if we have deleted all the files from this folder. We will use ls command to check if there is anything. So it shows nothing, which means that we have deleted all the files in this folder. Now we will head to rmdir. Rmdir command is used to delete a directory. So if you want to remove dir1 directory, you will use rmdir space dir1. It will delete this directory. Similarly, if you want to delete hello dir which you have created, so you can easily delete it by using rmdir. So now if you want to check if you have these files deleted or not, you can use ls command to list all the files and folders in this directory, and you will see nothing because you have deleted everything. Now we are going to talk about mv and cp, which is move and copy command. Now suppose if you want to move any file which is hello1, suppose hello1 is the file which is placed in the desktop and you want to move it to a download folder, you will use cp hello1 and then space, and then you will write the directory of the folder in which you want to copy it. So in this case, home/kali/downloads, you will copy this hello1 file to that folder. Now if I can check it using the GUI, so I can easily navigate into downloads and I can see that a file with hello1 name is already in that folder. So it means that this command copies it. Now if I want to move this file, so I'll use mv command in place of CP. And after executing, as you can see, there is no file in our desktop, which means that it has been moved from this location to download. So you can see that we have checked it that hello1 is present in the downloads folder, which means that so move command will move the entire file and CP command will copy it. So this is how you can use these two commands. Now comes man command. So man means manual. So if you want to see what this command do, you can write man rmdir. So what it do is it gives you a user manual to use this command. Now as you can see, there are what does this rmdir means, what it do, and it have listed all kind of flags which you can use with this command. So it is more of a user manual. So this is the end of teaching how to use these basic commands. So it was very important to know how you can remove, create, navigate through different files and folders. It will be helpful for the advanced usage of the Kali Linux. Now before moving further, we will see the NSLookup. So what NSLookup is, it provides a networking details. For example, if we write NSLookup base and then the domain server name, for example, if I write about www.google.com, so it will provide the details of this domain with the name and IP. So as you can see that it have given me the details of this server. The NSLookup command is very simple, but it have a great impact in the world of networking. Now you can look up the manual of the NSLookup by using man NSLookup. So it will show a user manual of this NSLookup command and it will provide all the details that you require to use it. Now we will dive into WireShark. So WireShark is basically a tracker which tracks all the information or basically the packets of information between your computer and your network. So it is not limited to just your computer, but it will track all the information that is being exchanged over your network between different machines also. So we will open the terminal and we will enter WireShark. So it will open a GUI of WireShark. Now you can also check its manual by using man WireShark. So it says that WireShark is a GUI network protocol analyzer. So it lets you interactively browse packet data from a live network or from a previously saved captured file. So it will track and it will access all the files which you have saved in your past network also, not just the live one. So open this WireShark GUI and you can see ETH0 and you can see the signals. So it means that the network is connected with the Ethernet, not the Wi-Fi device. Then there comes loopback, Bluetooth. So it shows all kind of networking protocol or connectivity protocols. So now your network is connected to Ethernet 0. So we'll open it by double clicking on it. And now you can see a different kind of packets and duration of these packets. So below these packets data, there comes a tabular dissector which gives details of each packet. And then the third tab shows the data of this packet. And then there are different tools on the toolbar like analyze, statistics, telephony, wireless tools. So yeah, we will use it according to our need. But for now, for this beginner course, we will only use these three tabs. The very first icon, which is fin of a shark, is to start collecting the packages. And the next is to stop the package collection. So in this way, we start the package for some time and then we stop it, as it will collect a lot of packages. We won't be able to dissect them. After you have stopped the package collection, you will find a full list of these packages. Now look at the column number, which is basically the ID of the package, and then the time basically says the starting time of the receiving of the package. The source tells us from where the request was initiated, and destination tells us from where package was delivered. And then comes the protocol through which the information was delivered, and then the length of the packet, and then the stream index, which I will explain you further, and then comes the information. So below that there is a tab which tells us the information about the selected packet. The first thing which you can see in the dissection is the frame. In the frame, you can see different attributes, and some of the information is encapsulated in the square bracket and some are not. So the encapsulated data is the data provided by the WireShark, whereas the non-encapsulated data is the original packet data. So most of the time when we are dissecting, we are mostly concerned with the Internet Protocol and the TSL version 2, because we can combine these two streams to get complete data. So in the third column, you can see different numbers or garbage data, but it is actually the original data in the packet. So while recapturing the data, you always get the option to save, to continue without the saving. So this was a basic introduction of a WireShark. So basically WireShark is a packet analyzer which is used to find the vulnerabilities in the network. Whenever we are connected to the internet, the background applications are always transferring the data and they are receiving the constantly data from the internet. Let's do an example on how to capture and filter the data. We will open the Firefox and try to search YouTube. Before pressing enter, we will start the capturing of the packets and we hit the enter. And then as the page is loaded fully, then we stop the capture. So in this way, I have captured a packet that have been communicated between my computer and YouTube. So now if you look at the packets, we cannot differentiate between the packets that which are from the YouTube and which are from the other servers. So I will filter out the data using the TCP. So TCP protocol will show me all the packets that have been transferred. After that, so I will use YouTube, TCP YouTube, to find the package that contain the word YouTube. So I will write TCP contains YouTube. So out of all these packets, we were left with only 3 packets. So it is impossible that only 3 data packets have been received for the whole YouTube. So we need to find other packets too. So for that, we will use this destination IP. Now we will apply filter on IP. So we will write IP.addr double equal 142.250.13.198, and then I'll search the packets, and then I find many data packets that were received at this destination IP address. So as you can see that there is interchange of IP addresses. That is, so it means that sometime YouTube was receiving the request and then YouTube was also sending the data packet. And then you can see in the info that a handshake was formed between our PC and the YouTube. And now we will analyze the tool WireShark statistics. So in the analyze toolbar, we can see different analysis like display filters, apply as a filter, conversation filter, head towards the statistics. So in statistics, we will go for conversations. So it is going to take all of the packages and organize them depending upon the conversations. So it has received 2248 packets. Now if we check in IPv4 tab, we can see there were only 19 conversations. So the other tabs like packets, bytes shows the number of packets and how much bytes it takes, and then packets A to B and bytes A to B, then packets sent from B to A and bytes from B to A. And then comes relative start and then the duration. As you can see in the background, that there is a background effect behind the relative start and duration. These two columns, relative start and duration, tells us that when the conversation was started and for how much duration it have lasted. Analyze tab allow us to analyze the packets transferred. Now we are going to talk about TCPDump. It is another network capture tool. It is similar to WireShark somehow, and it is also different from it. So the best thing of TCPDump is that it captures the packets from all level of OSI model. TCPDump can be simultaneously used with the WireShark. WireShark gives you a GUI based interface, but TCPDump is a CLI, command line interface. So search for manual TCPDump in the terminal. Now TCPDump dump traffic on a network. It prints out a description of the contents of packets on a network interface that match the Boolean expression. Now we head towards the terminal to deploy the TCPDump. So we will write TCPDump help, and it gives all the details of the TCPDump with the version 4.99.1, but sadly it does not give any details of how to use these commands. For that, I'll demonstrate how to use these commands. Enter TCPDump -i eth0-v verbose. So it will print all the data that it captures. Now it displays all the data it had captured. So as you can see, the data is too much congested. So these flags allow us to filter out these data. So the Boolean expression was mentioned in the manual and we couldn't understand that what is meant by the Boolean expression. Now we have understood it. that the Boolean expression is used to send true commands upon applying the filters. TCPDump and WireShark are both network analyzer but are different from each other in the sense that WireShark captures all the data and then apply the filters, but TCPDump applies the filter and then captures that specific data, only saving the memory of the system. So how the TCPDump filter works? For example, I have applied a TCPDump filter on host google.com. So if I open the google.com in the Firefox, then it will show me the traffic. But if I open any other website like YouTube or any other website, it won't show me anything. So let's try. So as you can see, I have opened YouTube. It have not shown anything on the terminal, but as soon as I open the Google, it starts showing me the traffic. So TCPDump can combine any two filters. Now the idea is, if I want to capture the data that is coming from a secure port, that is 443, and is coming only to my PC. So what I will do is, I'll write TCPDump -i eth0-v verbose, then I'll src. src means source port 443, and then I put AND, is more like a AND gate. Then I type destination DST and then IP address of my virtual machine. And then we will refresh the google.com. We can see different data packages that have been transferred. Now TCPDump can not only analyze and capture the data, but it can be used to write on any file. A file can be a PCAP file, which is an extension that is used by many analyzers, including WireShark. So what we are going to do is to write a file in the PCAP extension, which will be then analyzed by WireShark. So for that, we will write TCPDump -i eth0, then verbose, and then -w, and then we will add the path of a file. And then we will put a filter. A filter can be a destination based filter or it can be a source based filter. So in this case, I have inserted a destination based filter, which is the IP address of my virtual machine. Now you can see it says got 0, which means that it have not got any packet, but a new file have been created in the desktop, and now you can see that the got is increasing by the time. Now we will end the operation and we'll see what have happened in the file. So we will open it and we'll right click on it and we'll open with WireShark. And now we can see that in the WireShark, it have got all the data. So this is how we can write data into a PCAP file, which can be analyzed by any of the analyzers. Now we will talk about network scanning. Previously, we have been monitoring the network using WireShark and TCP. Now we will scan the network and check for the vulnerabilities in this network, or we can scan it for any specific host. Network scanning is the part of information gathering and can be done using NMAP in the Kali Linux. You can open it from the installed features of Linux or from the terminal window. NMAP is not a GUI, but it is a CLI based application. You can see how to use NMAP and have extensive number of flags. So we can see version of NMAP on Linux, that is 7.92, and then the usage of NMAP command which requires flags and then a target. So let's dive into usage of NMAP. We should read the manual of NMAP and can search for man NMAP on terminal window. It says that NMAP is a network exploration and a port scanner. It also says that it is a network tool for exploring a target in the network and for security auditing. It is used to get the information like firewalls, operating system, email hosts, servers, etc. So this is called reconnaissance, which is a military term for information gathering. After shifting towards the root user, we simply use NMAP and then host, which is google.com. As you can see, it has started the scan. And an information regarding the starting of scan you can see. Now it has finished the scanning and you can see the report is generated, which contains number of IP of Google and then latency and unscanned IPv6 addresses. It has also specified filters and how much filters has responded. So it has provided all information about the host. Now we will talk about some advanced feature of scanning, which gives us the information like operating system detection, version detection, trip scanning, and route tracing. So for that, we will write nmap-v-a scanme.nmap.org. So after scanning, it will generate a report which shows that host information and OS details and many more unwanted information. In the end, it has provided all the details regarding its route and time in milliseconds to reach the target host. So this whole bunch of information can be acquired by using only -a flag. Sometimes when we need to scan the network of big organization, it takes a lot of time. So we can scan the results into an external file. We can achieve it by using this command. After entering into a root user, nmap -o capital G followed by -v, which means double verbose, and then the IP address of the gateway including the subnets. So this is in my case, and then the path of the file in which we need to store it. So after pressing enter, you can see it is scanning, and once the scan is completed, we can access the file in which results are saved. So there is a lot of information in this file, including the command which was executed. So it scanned all hosts, including the subnets, which were 255, and details of each host can be seen below. Down means no response, and then there were up responses by the IP addresses of the machine and this virtual machine. So in this way, we can write the information into an external file. That's it for the NMAP and its introduction. Now we will crack the zip file password. So the zip files can be in this .zip format or .rar format. John the Ripper is a tool which is normally used for this type of cracking passwords. Now if we open the manual of John, it says that it is a tool to find weak passwords of your users. Suppose I have two compressed files named as zip test and raw test that are compressed on different formats. Now I need to crack the passwords for these compressed files. What I will do, I'll use my John the Ripper feature of Kali Linux to crack the passwords. For that, you need to open the terminal in the directory where these files are present. So for me, it is on desktop, so I'll open the terminal in the desktop. You need to run the pwd command to be assured of your directory. There is a concept called password hashes. So password hashes, each of the file which have password will have certain hash. John the Ripper will use that hash to crack the password. Now John the Ripper have this tool that find that hash in the file. So for the zip files, we have a tool zip2john, and for the rar file, it is rar2john. These tools will figure out the hashes of the password, and they will use those hashes to figure out the passwords of the compressed files. Now we will crack the zip file password. So we will use zip2john ziptest.zip, which is the name of the file, and now we press enter. So this command shows an error, so we need to ignore that error, and we are more interested in the hash. So you can see dollar signs, so the space between these dollars is actually the hash which we require. So there is a document called secretdocument.txt which have a password which is in this hash. Then you can export that whole response into a new file. For that, zip2john space ziptest.zip, which is the name of the file, then greater than sign, and then ziphash.txt. Ziphash.txt is the file in which we are exporting this whole detail. Make sure that this file is in a txt format, which is a text format, so that it can be used by the John the Ripper. Now we will use the command John --format. Format, we need to select the format, so which was zip, then ziphash.txt, which is the file that contains the hash of that document. Then you press enter, and then you need to wait for a few seconds, and it will crack the password. And now as you can see, I have given the password of 1234, and it has successfully cracked it as 1234. So yeah, that is very scary, but yeah, it is an easy password. And for more difficult passwords or complex passwords, it will take some more time to crack this password, but it will crack the password for sure. Now we will test if the password is correct or not. So we open that file and we will try to extract it. Now enter the password which you got. So we will write 1234, and we are able to extract this document, which means that this is a correct password. So for the other file, you need to just change the command of zip2john to rar2john. Then you follow the same procedure and declare the format of rar in where it requires the format. So this is how you can crack the password of the compressed files. So this is the basic course of ethical hacking. in the Kali Linux. So in this way you can do small things to penetrate into network or into different folders and files. So I hope you like this lecture. For more such content, subscribe to this channel and please follow.